So the next thing that we're going to move into are called weaves. And they're what every dude on the planet wants to do. It makes them feel like they could die a happy person if they can successfully do weaves, okay? And so instead of landing in side-by-side position, it's important that we land in weave. So last hour, quick, quick, slow, slow. We went quick, quick, picked up the hand, and I had eyes on her the whole time. I'm tracking her with my GPS, and we landed even. And we now know that we're going to go into a side-by-side action every time we're even, so we go into a chasse from there. Right on? Now, when I go into a weave action, I'm going to deliberately outrun my partner by one body length. So I go quick, quick, slow, slow. I lead the same thing, but I deliberately travel my quick, quick, slow, slow to be behind her. She now knows we're not going to close. She also now knows that we're not going to do a chasse. We're going to do a weave action. And when we say weave, why are we calling it a weave? Because we're going like this. We're about to change tracks with one another, so it weaves. That's why they're called weaves. Are you with me?
Yes.
You cannot do, listen to me gentlemen, you cannot do a weave action from side by side. You all try to do it. Some teachers teach it that way. It will not work. You will not build a community of successful dancers if you try to do it from even. And that's happening all over the world. So they're even, and he goes, I want to be cool and do a weave. I said I want to be cool and do a weave. She's right there, dog. So I'm back here. So I'm past her. Now I easily get out of her way. She outruns me on purpose. It's her turn to go first. She does an inside spin off of that. Where do you ladies dance? On the outside of the floor. Did I give her the opportunity to get back to the rail?
Yes.
She should take it. It's her job. If you ladies don't do that, the guys don't know that, they want to do another weave because every guy on the planet wants to do multiple weaves in a row. About 2% of the world population can actually do more than one in a row without it falling apart. The reason why it falls apart is because it continually drifts to the inside of the floor because you don't recognize, oh, ladies are supposed to go to the outside because we've been even. So what will happen is even if you get to here and do a weave, go ahead and spiral it. So when we get to here, we go into weave, and I go underneath to set this up for a check weave. You guys over travel this, and you're even with your partner. Does she now think she can go to the rail? No, she'll try like hell, but she can't. So now she has to spin in a straight line instead of spinning to the rail, and the guy goes, but I want to be cool and do another weave. So he runs around her looking really, really unintelligent and gets over here to the inside of the floor. Take these big, ugly, stupid steps, right? Now I go underneath because I want to do another weave. Can I make it again? And the next one's on the center of the floor. And that's why the floor is breaking down. Are you with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go underneath here, and I'm going to slow down to allow her to pass me. Ladies, fight the urge to slow down with him, which is what you do because you're following. So instead of doing your job and moving the speed of the song, I'm slowing down. You get to move at the normal rate. When I slow down, most of the ladies slow down with me like, well, what are you doing? They're rubbernecking. There's your crack. Slow down. Right? So go ahead and spiral face me. We'll talk about you ladies spiraling at the end of that so it's not so uncomfortable going out. So I go underneath. I'm out of the way. Well, now I take super small steps. Well, my shoulders are now on the line that I want my partner to dance on. So now she knows that she's going to spin on the diagonal. And if I wanted to do another weave, all I got to do is cut right here past her and go past her again. So we can do weave after weave after weave successfully because we both know our job and because I'm giving her the opportunity to get back to the outside of the floor. Does that make sense? Say yes.
Yes.
That's called a check weave. So while we've got our video running, we're going to go ahead and do a cross weave as well. On a cross weave, that's where I'm going to set the lady up for an outside spin instead of an inside spin. If the lady's going to do an outside spin or clockwise, what direction does she have to be facing? Backward. In all dances, moving counterclockwise around the floor, if you're going to spin her to the right, she has to be backward facing. Right? So when I go underneath, instead of giving her a check weave, and the reason why it's called a check weave is because her body is turning right, and then I pick up my hand and it checks her action. So that's what we just did a minute ago. So her body is turning right slightly, and then I go check, and I check her from turning right, and she turns back to the left. That's why that's called the check weave. If y'all didn't know, that's why that's called the check weave. And when I do a cross weave, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her across the line. So instead of me going forward, I back up, and now it sent my partner to the outside of the floor. She's backward facing, and now I can give her an outside spin. And most communities are missing cross weave in their life because they don't understand how that action works. Are you with me? So they do a lot of check weaves, but they suck at cross weave. So I go underneath and I get her to the outside of the floor. I face the outside, she goes to the outside, and now I'm on the inside, give her an outside spin, and I go pick her up quickly. Are you with me? So that's a check weave and a cross weave. Cool? Let's learn how to do it. All right? Here we go.